Coffee with Crime and Sugar by Spookspear. Summary. Well, there's a certain air about him. The gossip begins. The sound of her sipping her tea has the explanation taking a pause. A secretiveness, like a mystery that you just want to solve. What could it be working on that computer of his that no one must know about? Izuku bets that she's going to come up with some wild theory like always. She says that his neighbor is a private investigator hired to scoop out someone who frequents his cafe, or that he's a spy working alongside Izuku. Yes, he's aware of her outlandish theory on him. Or that he's a pro-hero. The woman attempts a whisper. Izuku can't help it. He cocks his head to the side, perplexed. A pro-hero. Or, what if Shinsou was just some random guy? Inspired by The Cute Guy Next Door Might Be a Villain by Aliases. Episode 1, Chapter 1. Izuku would consider himself an observant person. He has to be, considering the work he does. Not to the point of paranoia, but enough to gather himself for anything that may happen. It does feel like bordering on paranoia at the moment, though. But it's better to be safe than sorry, right? It's not been that long since meeting the building's newest resident. And Izuku stares down the measuring cup on the counter while recalling the details of the encounter. The specking specks of sugar do not answer the question he has floating in his head. Questions that range from, why hasn't he said a single word, to why was his apartment suspiciously bare, to an unbothered mind. Easy answers could be formed. Maybe the guy just didn't want to talk. Maybe he was tired. And he just moved in. Perhaps the things haven't been delivered by a moving company yet. Izuku sighs, eyes falling shut for a moment. He has barely been able to speak around the other. The subpar social skills, no match for his intensivity of the man's stare. Most recall just leading to more questions. Ones that his brains try to answer himself. Except there's an unfortunate lack of logic with said answers. Why did he look so tired? Why does he have blackout curtains? And why are they drawn at 2 in the afternoon? Perhaps he's on a nocturnal schedule? Maybe he only sleeps during the day. But then again, Izuku had spotted an open laptop sitting on a fold-out table, the screen awake, but not close enough for him to read whatever was on it. Oh, yes, and the handle of what he could only assume was a gun pointing out from underneath some papers on the floor. There was also that. Perfectly reasonable explanation for that somewhere, he's sure. 60% sure. Okay, 20%. At this rate, Izuku will be better off not thinking about it, lest he let it fester in his mind and cause him to fudge the recipe and have to show up to his mother's empty-handed. He exhales through his nose. It's fine. Izuku's working on translation, after getting back from his mom's the following morning. The nice, cozy spot in the sun attracts all the cats, who are arguably the best company to have while he's working on his less than stressful stuff. He hasn't seen this mystery neighbor after yesterday afternoon, but the bag of baked goods he left on the taller man's doorstep as a thank you for the sugar was nowhere to be seen earlier, so he assumed that he'd taken them and not stomped on them until it was crumbled and then thrown away. He rests his head in a palm, quietly humming out a sigh. He wonders if he'll see the other again. They live in the same building, so there's a pretty high chance that he will, but if their schedules are the opposite, then maybe not. Well, Izuku can't say that he has a very strict schedule, not with how he somehow works through the night and sleeps in, or the days where he spends nearly the whole time in the cafe, not to mention his late-night runs whenever he feels anxious energy buzzing through him that needs to be burned. Regardless, Izuku doesn't really know whether he wants to see the other again. Sure, the guy is quite the looker, even though those heavy eye bags have looked attractive on him. But Izuku doesn't know if he's friendly. He wasn't rude when inviting. Inviting is a strong word for what occurred. Izuku into the apartment and giving him what he asked for. But it wasn't like he was very adamant about the sudden company, even if all Izuku had requested was a mere cup of sugar. Would he have been averse if Izuku had asked for another type of sugar? Another heavy sigh. Izuku watches as his laptop screen dims before going back from no use as he ulged the memory of measuring eyes and a strong jawline. And oh, his height. It's fine. So fine. He can only gulp and pray that he never, again please, crosses paths with the violet hair male. The strong aroma of freshly brewed coffee starves off a headache that wants to form. But Izuku already had 2 cups by now, and too much caffeine in the afternoon renders his focus to that nervous, unproductive energy. And since he's not ready for a jog quite yet, he'll have to endure finishing up his translations without. From a table off to his side, Izuku hears a string of conversations between the barista and the old lady that gossips way too much. Seems like a sweet young man, but rather secretive. The old gossip goes on to say, Izuku may not be facing her, but he bets she's nodding her head into her tea. Whatever he's working on that computer of his, he wasn't keen on letting anyone see it. Shut the thing as soon as I sat down to say hello. Izuku opens a new tab to click around at nothing, making himself appear busy and not invested in the conversation that he's not a part of. Don't suppose it could have been anything dirty? Jokes the barista, a humor chuckle leaving her. He didn't seem so suspicious to me this morning when he was here. No, I don't think the theory is a delinquent like that. The old lady corrects. He's obviously a fine young man. I have an eye for knowing. She says, Did you catch his name? I forgot to ask. The barista ponders. Izuku hopes it's not obvious in the way that he suddenly stops his unproductive clicking. He wants to know his mysterious, cute neighbor's name. Wants to whisper it into the quietness where no one can hear it. Just to test it out. Forming a crush on someone he's interacted with? Can that even be called an interaction? For a total of... Forming a crush on someone he's interacted with? Can that even be called an interaction? For a total of 30 seconds is counterproductive. Definitely not a good idea. I forgot to ask. The old woman answers. Izuku resists the urge to roll his eyes. He obviously shouldn't be paying any mind to misdirection, as he named her quirk. But I doubt he'd give out his real name even if I did. She adds, causing Izuku's eyebrows to scrunch together. What does she mean by that? Unknowingly sharing the same sentiment as Izuku, the barista asks why as well. Well, there's a certain air to him. The gossip begins. The sound of her sipping tea has an explanation, taking a pause. A secretiveness, like a mystery that you just want to solve. What could he be working on that computer of his no one must know about? Izuku bets that she's going to come up with some wild theory like always. She'd say that his neighbor is a private investigator hired to scope out someone who frequents the cafe. Or that he's a spy working alongside Izuku. Yes, he's aware of her outlandish theory on him. Or that he's a pro-hero. The old woman attempts a whisper. Izuku can't help it. He cocks his head to the side, perplexed. A pro-hero? Undercover, no doubt. The old woman goes on. I feel safe knowing that there's a hero in the building. But if he's here, it's for something. Or someone, yes? It's both a calming and dreadful thing. He's not even bothering to click and type, fully immersed in this, obviously, misdirection. His laptop screen has gone to sleep. A hero. Izuku had thought maybe he had a security job or something. He seemed intimidating enough for it, and it would explain the nocturnal schedule. But then again, if he had been here this morning, then that theory is off the table. And besides, Izuku didn't recognize him. Izuku knows his bros. Even if the meaning of being undercover is to be unrecognizable, he sighs, closing his laptop. He should head back to his apartment and not even consider any of the Baba's outlandish words. Okay, I know I said that there was going to be a one-shot, but I realized that constantly making thumbnails for these one-shots would be too much for me. So instead of a week of one-shots, you guys are going to get this series. This series is short. It's not that long. Here, let me tell you exactly how long it is, because I need to anyways. I need to do the, I don't need to tell you anyways, but I need to duplicate the slide and go all the way up. It's 22 words long, so I like to call this an espresso shot. This is a work inspired by another fic, right? The fic is The Cute Guy Next Door Might Be a Villain by Analyst Midoriya. The summary being, quirkless young adult Midoriya Izuku has a problem. Namely, he has a crush on his purple-haired, tired-looking neighbor. They keep running into each other, and the guy is actually pretty nice, under that deadpan facade. He has a sense of humor, doesn't seem to judge anyone for their quirk status, and is constantly spoiling any cat in the building that finds him. He's also a shamelessly flirt. But Izuku has concerns about the strange bruises and bloody knuckles, about the weapons he's seen when stopping for a cup of sugar, about the shady-looking figure he accidentally spots his neighbor meeting with, about the fact that right after the news reported a big crime bust, his neighbor came home, beat all to hell, and looking haunted. Izuku has a problem. Mainly he has a crush on his neighbor, who he's pretty sure is secretly a villain, and he also has no idea what to do with that. Or, adult Shin Izuku, AU, where Shinsou is an underground undercover pro hero trying to find a lead on the case that may or may not involve the socially awkward guy living next door. Misunderstandings abroad. It's a really cool, fanfic. It's a bit longer. It is a full series. It is 89,000 words long. It is long. It is 31 chapters. I have asked the Podfic, the cute guy. I think I have. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure I have. But if I didn't, I'm going to definitely ask. I don't know. I definitely have. I think I have. Oh my god, no way I haven't. What? Oh my god. No way. Oh my god. I haven't asked. There's no way I haven't asked. No, I haven't. I'm definitely gonna ask. Why haven't I asked for this one? I'm asking right now. I love this fic so much. I'm doing this other one. I don't know why I haven't asked. Right? Anyways, the one I'm doing right now obviously is not that one. Clearly, but the one I'm doing right now, The Coffee with Crime and Sugar by Spookspear, is inspired by obviously the one that I just said. The what's it called? My cute neighbor next door might be a villain. The cute guy next door might be a villain. I love this fic so much. Ooh, okay, now I remember why I didn't ask. Because the authors themselves have already podficked it. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, now I remember why I didn't ask. The podficker themselves already podficked it, so I'm not gonna touch that. I remember that. That's already a podfic. But you can go ahead and go in that one. And podfic it and see it. I'm definitely gonna put the link to the other one down there since it is inspired by. I might not do that for all inspired bys, just this one because I really like this one, and because it's also a podfic. Or yeah, I'll do it. Or you know what? I won't do it. But if you go to Coffee with Crime and Sugar, it is linked underneath inspired by. So, definitely. It is really good. It is really nice. I really love this, right? Clearly this is what's it called? Where they're both not like in the hero world. And the other one, the cute neighbor next door might be a villain. That one, Izuku was like an analyst, kind of, an underground analyst. and would help heroes out and not criminals, but heroes and police out. And he was red flagged, being like, hey, this guy might be a villain. It might be like, you know, like, hey, you know, and Shinsou was put to investigate. Turns out Izuku wasn't anything bad. They didn't have to worry about that. And Izuku thought Shinsou was a villain, while Shinsou thought Izuku was a villain. And they would flirt, and it would be super cool, and I really love that one. I occasionally re-listen to that fic. I listened to the podfic that the author made. I now remember why I never asked. But yes, I definitely, and when I found Coffee with Crime and Sugar, I started reading it. Or no, I didn't start reading it. I read the summary and I'm like, hold up. This is super interesting. This is super, like, it's so similar. And I was like, oh my god, it's inspired by. And I was like, you know what, stop. I'm not gonna read. I'm gonna ask if I could podfic, and then I got approved. So I'm happy that I'm here and I'm reading this. I hope you guys like the thumbnail. I'm recording this before I make the thumbnail, before I draw the art, before I do it. I've started it because I need to record. And if I don't end up finishing it soon, the drawing that is, I don't want to do that long, you know, whatever. Point taken is I could do drawing while I'm doing other stuff and stuff like that, but I can't record it while I'm doing other stuff because there's other stuff that I need to listen to, other stuff I need to do. There's a meeting that I need to hop on and stuff like that. But hopefully I could finish that drawing and stuff like that. But like, yeah, I'm super excited. Let's go. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.